Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has brought peace and order to the zombies community once again, and a major factor in the recent zombies renaissance has been the reintroduction of the fan favorite Gobblegums. With the addition of Season 1 Reloaded, there are currently 31 different Gobblegums in the game and many more to be added throughout the DLC season. In this video, I'll be giving you the first official Gobblegum power ranking of Black Ops 6 zombies. For those of you that might be unfamiliar with the term, a power ranking is a calculation that determines the strength of a Gobblegum relative to the other Gobblegums currently in the game based on a variety of factors such as usefulness, rarity, aura, and more. As additional Gobblegums, maps, weapons, field upgrades, ammo mods, etc. are added into the game throughout Black Ops 6's lifecycle, the effectiveness of each Gobblegum is certain to fluctuate, which is where the power ranking format comes into play. I'll be releasing an updated power ranking of all the Gobblegums every time Treyarch adds new gums to the game during the coming seasons of Black Ops 6 Zombies, so if you want to make sure that you're locked into which gums are meta throughout the year, as well as which gums are the best sleepers, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Before we get into the power ranking, note that I left off the whimsical Gobblegums that are currently in the game. For future rankings, I plan to include them on their own table. However, at this time, there's only 3 of them in the game, and since they're purely cosmetic, there's no point in me including them because they'd be at the very bottom of the standard chart. Finishing last place in the first inaugural Gobblegum power ranking, we have Exit Strategy. Exit Strategy is one of the brand new Gobblegums that Treyarch added in alongside the launch of Black Ops 6 Zombies and allows you to immediately vote to exfil from the map rather than wait for a round with an exfil opportunity. Additionally, zombie spawns are reduced during the exfil. Now, I think this was a massive miss on Treyarch's part, as the idea for Exit Strategy is inherently good, but with no real incentive to exfil besides a little bonus chunk of XP, I'd rather just end the game or save and quit if I'm in solo. If Treyarch adds exfil streaks in during future updates, Exit Strategy will certainly move up the list, but for now, it's all the way at the bottom. Only slightly better than Exit Strategy is Respin Cycle. Respin Cycle allows you to respin the mystery box one extra time for free if you don't like the weapon that it gave you. Ever since Treyarch made the switch to loadouts, I just feel like the value of hitting the mystery box has decreased significantly as I literally never use it anymore. Coupled with the fact that in Black Ops 3, Respin Cycle gave you 2 respins, I feel like it's all but useless here in BO6. Another real useless gum that ranks low is Stock Option. Stock Option makes the bullets you're firing be pulled from your ammo stockpile rather than the weapon's magazine for 3 minutes. I genuinely cannot think of a time where I would ever consider running this gum other than to burn them for daily challenges or a Gobblegum event. The only reason it's ranked above Respin Cycle and Exit Strategy is because it's a rare, not an epic. Moving into the top 25, we have wall-to-wall clearance. Wall-to-wall clearance lasts 30 seconds and makes every single wall buy 10 essence. Again, with loadouts being integrated into the game, there's very little point to use anything besides your main weapon in the low rounds, but what really pisses me off about wall-to-wall clearance is that it's a legendary gum and doesn't extend to armor vests. This would have easily been a top 5 Gobblegum all year if you could use it to get a triple plate vest for 10 essence, but because it doesn't, this might be at the bottom of the list all year. Immolation Liquidation comes up next at 24. Immolation spawns a free fire sale power-up, which can be useful from time to time, but again, most players these days just aren't really hitting the mystery box. It's sad to see this one fall from grace because in Black Ops 3 it would spawn 3 fire sales which could stack for 90 seconds. Nerfing the amount of fire sales you can spawn in a game that already has a pretty underwhelming mystery box really contributed to its downfall from what used to be a god tier Gobblegum years ago. 6 spots in and we've already come up to our first Ultra Gum, that being Time Out. Time Out was recently added in with the launch of Citadel des Morts and is meant to give the players a quick break or settle things down when there's trouble. Timeout ends the current round that you're on, and normal zombies will no longer spawn for the next 3 minutes. It sounds great on paper, but is executed really poorly for being an Ultra Gum in my opinion. I think all of our immediate reaction to Kevin Drew revealing Timeout on the COD pod was, oh man, this is going to be so nice for the boss fights. Well, in the boss fight, Timeout works just like a nuke power-up as it despawns the zombies initially. However, they start spawning back in immediately and it doesn't freeze the main boss or elite zombies you're going up against. If this was an epic gum, I think it would fare much better on this list, but because it's an Ultra Gobblegum, the expectation is that it's supposed to be overpowered and it just doesn't deliver. That said, there's time for them to update how it works and it may move up the power rankings in future updates. Getting back on track, our next Gobblegum is Arsenal Accelerator. Arsenal Accelerator charges your field upgrade and lasts 5 whole minutes. This can be really useful if you're on high rounds using the Void Sheath strategy on a map like Liberty Falls. But stepping outside of its niche functionality, it's really not going to be a staple for your core pack of Gobblegums, especially considering there's 2 Perca-Cola augments that grant additional boost to your field upgrade's charge speed. This next Gobblegum might be the first hot take of the list, and it's Crate Power. Crate Power allows you to Pack-a-Punch any weapon to Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch that you pick up from the mystery box. I understand it could be good if you pair it with other Gobblegums, however, as a standalone gum, you're more than likely not running this one. It does beat out some of the gums previously mentioned because it will save you 5,000 essence in a pinch, but again, the box isn't nearly as good as what it used to be, and because of that, it devalues Crate Power tremendously. Moving right ahead to the top 20, we have Crate Power's slightly more attractive cousin, Wall Power. Wall Power Pack-a-Punches the next wall weapon you pick up to pack level 1. I feel like it's becoming a bit redundant, but again, not many people are purchasing wall weapons this year, so obviously wall power is a bit washed up. I put this over crate power simply for the fact that you know what you're getting and don't have to re-roll the mystery box if you don't like what you get. And because the GS45 pistols are the only thing that's viable on the wall after multiple nerfs to the ASG. However, if future maps get better wall weapons, this could be a sleeper gum I'd pick to move up. We're now on to the Gobblegums that I would say actually benefit your gameplay every time you equip them in your pack, starting with Cashback at spot 19. Cashback spawns a max ammo power-up, and while you can purchase ammo from ammo crates around the map, it does get pretty expensive once you hit triple pack-a-punch. Additionally, wonder weapons also cost 10,000 essence in this game, so if you're running the Beam Smasher or Ray Gun on Terminus in the low rounds, Cashback can really save you some good essence when you get in a pinch. Number 18 sees another Gobblegum that was just added in during Season 1, which is Power Keg. Power Keg instantly spawns a full power power-up, which will recharge your field upgrade instantly. This one definitely deserves the nod over Arsenal Accelerator, which is a few spots lower, because you don't have to wait for your field upgrade to recharge after using the gum. You just pop Power Keg, run over the power-up, and you're instantly refreshed. Power Keg can be really used in any situation, but I'd say it shines in either the boss fight or high rounds if you need another Ether Shroud in a pinch. Continuing on to 17, we have Temporal Gift. Temporal Gift doubles the length of your next time-based power-up, so for example, if an insta-kill drops and you pop Temporal Gift, you'll have a minute to kill rather than the standard 30 seconds. Although this one really only works with a handful of power-ups, I think it deserves some credit because it's elite if you use it with the double points on low to mid rounds. Also, it's a rare Gobblegum, so you're practically always going to have them stocked when playing. Up next is our first Gobblegum that can only be used in co-op, that being Nowhere But There. Nowhere But There instantly teleports you to a random down player and revives them the second you spawn next to them. NBT is literally goated on Terminus and Citadel as the fast travel means are limited and it can be really hard to get to your buddies before they lose any of their perks on their perk bar or bleed out should they go down. At the 15 slot, we have Who's Keeping Score. Who's Keeping Score instantly spawns a double points power-up. Now, I know this is pretty tough putting directly above Nowhere But There, but my justification in doing so is that you can use Who's Keeping Score in solo, and it's a relatively common epic gun you earn often. I use Who's Keeping Score in my everyday casual fun runs to help me get set up faster and traverse the map a bit more quickly, so again, that's why this one's above some of the other ones on the list. We made it to the halfway point of our first ever Gobblegum power ranking. If you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to leave a like for future power rankings. But into the middle at 14, we have Soda Fountain. Soda Fountain has been reduced to a one-time use, but grants the players a random Perca-Cola upon purchasing one. While this is pretty nice, it's a huge nerf from Black Ops 3 where you could get every perk with a single Soda Fountain. 2 perks for the price of 1 is still pretty cool. However, if you don't get lucky and the perk is not as useful, the price of all the other perks on the map still increases. Again, a pretty useful Gobblegum, but definitely quite a gamble because using it on the low rounds could cost you some extra essence if you have to pick up one of your core 4 or 5 perks. Sticking with free perk Gobblegums, we have On The House. On The House spawns a free random Perca-Cola power-up for you and all of your teammates. On The House beats out Soda Fountain on this list, not only because you and your teammates will all receive a free perk, but you also don't have to spend essence in order to get it. Sure, the cost of the next perk still rises, but you save on the initial perk that you're getting. The 12th apostle on the list is Killjoy, which spawns an insta-kill power-up drop. I know some of you are probably fuming right now as I just put an insta-kill drop over free perks, but hear me out. Not only is Killjoy only a rare Gobblegum, making it more disposable than others, but they're unbelievably useful if you use them in a boss fight. Having the ability to pop one of these when going up against the amalgams that spawn between Phase 2 and Phase 3 of Patient 13 makes the boss fight much less hectic. Make a wish because Free Fire comes in at 11. Free Fire gives you unlimited ammo for 60 seconds. Free Fire had the chance to be this year's alchemical antithesis had it extended to wonder weapons, but sadly it doesn't. That doesn't take away from its greatness though, as Free Fire is elite for all 3 of the boss fights currently in the game, especially the Guardian. Having the ability to fire away without reloading or consuming ammo is peak tier, however, it just isn't good enough to crack the top 10. Anywhere But Here is though, and that's why it gets the nod at number 10. Anywhere But Here instantly teleports you to a random location on the map directly upon use. I really don't have to explain how OP that is, but ABH is literally the best get out of jail free card in the game that isn't named Ether Shroud. Couple that with the fact that it's a rare Gobblegum, making it incredibly disposable, Anywhere But Here should be a staple in your everyday zombies runs. Lucky number 9 is Near Death Experience. Near Death Experience lasts 3 minutes or 5 revives and allows you to revive or be revived simply by being near other players. Additionally, revived players will keep all of their perks. This would have easily cracked the top 5 had it extended to solo play. It's still an absolutely incredible Gobblegum and worth running every trip to a 4-stack boss fight. But again, the inability to run this in solo really hinders its greatness, especially considering how OP it used to be in solo play in Black Ops 3. 8 is great, and so is profit sharing. Profit sharing lasts 2 minutes, and a portion of the essence you earn from killing zombies is also received by nearby players and vice versa. Whether you're setting up for an Easter egg or trying to get kitted out for the boss fight, profit sharing is the GOAT in co-op. I know part of the justification for other gums being on the list is because you can't use them in solo, but profit sharing is just that good as a co-op gum, and it's only an epic, so it's another gum that's easily disposable on the majority of your runs. Number 7 sees the last co-op only Gobblegum remaining on the list, which is Phoenix Up. Phoenix Up instantly revives all down players and allows them to keep all of their perks. You might think I'm crazy for ranking this higher than near-death experience because it's only a single use, but the ability to get multiple teammates up at once, coupled with the fact that you don't have to be right near them, is god tier, especially in a boss fight like the Guardian. It's really tough to stand still, even just for a few seconds when going up against the bosses, due to zombies, elites, and the main boss all targeting you, so being able to revive whoever from wherever is a literal cheat code. We only have 6 Gobblegums remaining in our Season 1 power ranking, and the ones left standing are all what I would consider god tier Gobblegums. At 6 though, we have Raindrops. Raindrops instantly spawns one of all of the core power-ups in the game, including a free Perca-Cola. Raindrops can be used in just about any situation, however I'd say it's most effective between rounds 5 and 15. If you play your cards right, a single Raindrops can really put you ahead in your setup or save you from a bad situation. Into the top 5, we have what I think is the coolest Gobblegum, Wonder Bar. Wonder Bar is one of the new Gobblegums this year that guarantees your next spin of the mystery box to be a wonder weapon. More times than not, the wonder weapon you get from the box is the ray gun, but a Gobblegum that guarantees you a wonder weapon from the box is one of the most ingenious ideas ever. Wonder Bar feels like that one Gobblegum everyone thought of back in the day when we dreamed up new ideas for future OP gums, so seeing it come to life really warms my heart. It's also really nice to have a ray gun on round 3, so aside from glazing the idea itself, Wonder Bar is elite. Number 4 might shock some people, but stay with me here. We have Shields Up. Shields Up lasts 3 minutes and refills armor upon activation and doubles your armor's durability. I know you're probably punching the air thinking there's no way Shields Up is better than Raindrops or Wonder Bar, but when you really break it down, it's elite as they come. It's good for just about any situation you might find yourself in, but really shines on high rounds and in the boss fights, especially Citadel de Moors, where I feel like I'm constantly running out of plates. Shields Up is also one of the most commonly earned Gobblegums in the game, so you can practically run this every time you attempt an Easter egg without worrying about having to hit up Mr. Peak's Gobblegum shop to replenish your stock afterwards. I know most people probably think this is an overrated pick, but if you haven't really used Shields Up yet, try it out and then get back to me. Wasting no time at all, number 3 is Idolize. Idolize lasts 30 seconds and all of the zombies and elites ignore players and stand idle. Of course, you can use Idolize to cheat death if you're stuck in a corner, but it's best used when focusing hard on the main boss of the map while in the boss fight. Idolize works on Patient 13, but not on the Guardian, and that's okay because in my opinion, the hardest part of the Guardian boss fight is avoiding taking damage from zombies while you shoot at the Guardian. Idolize is basically an enhanced Ether Shroud, so it gives you the flexibility to run another field upgrade that might be a bit more offensive than Ether Shroud. Only 2 Gobblegums remain as we're nearly at the summit of the gums. One final time, guys, if you made it this far in the video, drop a like and let me know what your top 5 favorite gums of Season 1 are. That being said, number 2 is Hidden Power. Hidden Power upgrades your currently held weapon to a legendary rarity immediately. Using one of these at the start of the match makes things infinitely easier as your base gun will become effective for much longer, allowing you to rack up essence easier and you won't have to spend salvage upgrading your rarity at all. Hidden Power is one of 2 Gobblegums I just can't refuse when I see in Mr. Peak's Gobblegum shop as a daily double. It's so incredibly overpowered that once you use it in a few games in a row, it's really hard to go back to playing the game normally without starting with that legendary weapon. Now introducing the best Gobblegum currently in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Donning a solid red shell, it's been tried and tested against over 100 opponents, remaining untouched over the course of time. Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed, the undefeated, the sexy heavyweight champion of the Dark Ether, Perca-Holic. Obviously, Perca-Holic had to be number 1 here in Season 1. It's been the GOAT ever since the introduction of Gobblegums back in Black Ops 3, and a ton of people were speculating its downfall was going to occur in Black Ops 6 with the removal of the perk limit, but it's still that guy. Having all of the perks on round 1 is still the biggest advantage in the game from a pure power standpoint, but also the ability to bypass having to spend tens of thousands on perks really gives you the ultimate fast pass to pack a punch in tier 3 armor. I'm sure as we get into the late DLC season, we might see some worthy contenders like Alchemical Antithesis, Power Vacuum, or Round Robin challenge for the throne, but as it is, Perkaholic is still the undisputed GOAT. That was the first official Gobblegum power ranking of Black Ops 6 Zombies. If you guys want to see this series continue, drop a like and let me know in the comment section down below. It's going to be really cool to see which gums come up and which ones fall in the standings throughout the DLC season with the addition of better gums and new maps. I had a ton of fun making this video, so if there's any other types of power rankings you guys want to see, like perks or augments, etc., let me know and we'll see if we can make it a main staple series here on the channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day, stay safe, stay hydrated, peace.